Imagine showing up to a family event, the one you used to organize every single year, only to be turned away at the gate, with everyone whispering that you're the reason the whole thing fell apart. That happened to Joelle. She was humiliated in front of neighbors, friends, and even her own daughter. But here's the thing. Joelle wasn't the villain. Her sister was. And when Joelle finally got her revenge, it was so devastating that her sister's reputation and business never recovered. If you've ever been betrayed by the people who should have had your back, hit that like button right now. And if you love stories where justice finally catches up to the liars and manipulators, make sure you subscribe, because today's story will have you smiling by the end. Joelle had always been the yes person in her family. You know the type. The one who gets the phone call when the car breaks down, when someone needs last-minute babysitting, when the family party decorations don't magically put themselves up. She was the one who organized everything: birthdays, anniversaries, school events, and the biggest one of all, the annual family kids carnival. Every year, Joelle pulled it off: games, food, music, face painting. It became a tradition that the whole community looked forward to. And Joelle never asked for much in return. Maybe a thank you, maybe a smile. But inside, she was exhausted. She was carrying the load of everyone's happiness while no one ever stopped to carry hers. And then, life forced her to slow down. One rainy afternoon, Joelle slipped on her front steps and broke her leg.
Surgery.
Recovery.
Crutches.
For the first time ever, she had to say no. She told her family she couldn't organize the carnival that year. That should have been the end of it. But that's when her older sister Britney stepped in. Britney was the golden child. The one their mother always bragged about. According to Mom, Britney could do no wrong. Successful, charming, always the favorite. And Britney saw Joelle's injury as an opportunity. She told the family and the whole community that Joelle had already agreed to run the carnival, that donations and funds were already being collected, and then, when Joelle backed out, it was Joelle's fault. The carnival was a mess. But here's the kicker. Britney collected the money. Britney promised vendors. Britney pretended Joelle was in charge so that she could look blameless when it all collapsed. Joelle didn't know any of this until the day of the carnival. She showed up with her daughter Lena, just to drop off some muffins and support. But when they got there, Britney was at the gate, smiling for everyone. And then she made a show of excluding Joelle. Sorry, Joelle. You really shouldn't be here after what you did to everyone. Her voice carried. Parents turned their heads. Kids stared. Even Lena tugged on her mom's sleeve, whispering, "Why is Aunt Britney saying that?" Joelle felt her stomach sink.
Shame.
Anger. Humiliation. Her hands shook as she gripped the muffin tray. In that moment, she realized Britney hadn't just lied. She'd set Joelle up to take the fall. For weeks afterward, Joelle lived under that cloud. People avoided her at school drop-off. Parents whispered. Her own mother scolded her, saying, "Britney told me you promised to handle things. You embarrassed us all." Joelle wanted to scream the truth, but she held it in. Until one night, sitting at the kitchen table, scrolling through her messages, she noticed something. Receipts. She had text after text where she told Britney she couldn't organize the carnival. Emails where she explained her surgery recovery. Screenshots of Britney acknowledging it. Even payment records that showed Britney collected donations in her own name. And suddenly, the humiliation turned into fire. She wasn't going to be the family doormat anymore. She wasn't going to carry the blame for Britney's lies. Joelle was done being silent. Joelle drafted an email. Not an emotional rant. Not an angry tirade. Just cold, calm facts. She attached every screenshot, every receipt, every message proving that Britney had lied, manipulated, and pocketed donations under Joelle's name. And she didn't just send it to her mom. She hit reply all. Extended family. Community parents. The school board. Vendors. Anyone who had ever questioned her. The subject line? For clarity's sake. Within an hour, replies poured in. Some were shocked. Some furious. Some embarrassed they'd believed Britney's lies. But the damage to Britney? Oh, it was nuclear. Word spread fast. Parents boycotted Britney's café. Customers left scathing reviews about her dishonesty. Vendors cut ties. The golden child wasn't golden anymore. And the best part? Joelle didn't have to raise her voice once. She let Britney destroy herself with her own lies and just brought the receipts. Of course, Britney didn't go quietly. She called Joelle, screaming, demanding she fix this. Their mother even called, saying, "She's your sister. Families sticks together." But Joelle, for the first time in her life, said no.
No, Mom.
I'm not cleaning up her mess. I didn't make it.
Click.
End of call. And just like that, years of being the family fixer were over. A year later, Joelle no longer speaks to Britney or her mother. She's grown closer to her younger sister Rachel, who always suspected the truth. She's learned to set boundaries, to say no without guilt, and most importantly, she's learned that her worth was never tied to carrying everyone else's burdens. The carnival humiliation that was supposed to crush her? It backfired spectacularly. Britney lost her reputation, her business, and the pedestal she'd been standing on her whole life. And Joelle? She walked away lighter than ever. No longer invisible, no longer the family doormat, but finally respected by the one person who mattered most, herself. Sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't yelling, or fighting, or even slamming doors. Sometimes it's calmly laying out the truth, stepping back and letting the liar drown in their own lies. If Joelle's story gave you chills, smash that like button right now. And tell us in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this, because karma, she always shows up.